afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bravo Dance Studio technique class. Well, that is very specific class. We have so far a line dance class, and many of you joined. Thank you very much. Just now at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, we had a salsa party dance. Very basic, very easy for everybody. But right now the technique class is a little tricky. And the reason it's tricky is, especially for people who never have been in my technique class before, I want to spend a minute to explain how it works. Technique class is a class designed to improve your basic technique. When you're dancing on the floor, it doesn't matter what you're dancing, you're using your feet, hips, arms, you count in music, you have a lot of things going on at once. And it's very hard to control all small things, like for example your footwork, or you have hip action, or your top of the body, or rib cage action. And that's where we spending time on those classes to get a little bit more detailed, a little bit more precise information, and maybe just spend some time just practicing it, doing it over and over and over. So, number one, I hope you all here, you don't need to be advanced. This class not designed for advanced people. If you're brand new, never danced before, it's going to be tricky for you, but please join us anyway, stay with us. You know, you may not feel the direct correlation why it will help you eventually, but it will. Trust me. Now, as you guys going to get up and dance with us, do it many times. Do this repetition over and over and over. Like, for example, you like hunting, and it's like you're going in the shooting range. There is no the thrill of the hunt, but there is a defined purpose for the aiming and details how you do it. Or golfing, you like golf. In this case, we're not playing golf. In this case, we're not dancing in the party. We practicing a golf swing over and over and over and over until you're comfortable doing it. I know many of you joining us right now. I'm sure there are people who've been here many times before. I know I have a friend from California, Leah, hi, Pat, you here, obviously Susie, there is a bunch of people, Jane, and please, if you're there, type it, because I'm interested to see who is joining our class. I can see how many people, I don't know who exactly, I know you're here, guys. For social dancers, it's suggested. For competitive dancers, it's almost required. I know Saturday afternoon you may be busy, but guess what? At the end of the class, we have the same video to be stored at YouTube account. You can log in at YouTube and check it out anytime you want. It's there, it's free for you. Now, Bravo Dance Studio is closed. As I mentioned before, we're here, guys, for you. We want to be with you, we want to dance. We're counting the days until we allow to open, until you feel safe enough and confident enough to come and dance with us without be afraid to expose, especially for the group gathering in the classes and parties, see the friends. Though, guys, since we're not going to get paid, we do have some bills, so if any of you are interested to contribute something to Bravo Dance Studio bill paying the account, please, down here from PayPal, do that, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, so, you're ready to dance, you have a space, you can dance in your socks, you can dance on your shoes, you can dance on the carpet or the hardwood floor. You can dance with a glass of wine on the top of your head. It's improved your balance dramatically. Okay, unfortunately I will not able to do that. I have to drive home at some point. Okay, so now final note before we actually proceed completely. There is a chat right here, so questions, or you may have questions, by the way, or comments, please do that. Any FAQ, we try to respond immediately, right? Okay, I know Matthew just joined us. Henry giving me some, I'm sure there's more people. Please, guys, stay with us. It's important, it's good, right? Maybe Bill also there, right, next to her. Okay, guys, today, rhythm and Latin. We're going to spend some time on the basic exercises to go through your body, and we actually going to go like continuously. We start from the feet, and then ankles, and the knees, and the hips, and the ribs, and the abs, and the ribs, and the shoulders, and the arms, and the head, and the neck. So we're going to go bam, 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 what we're doing there. Okay, it's going to be kind of spread. Normally in this particular class, we may focus on the hip action for 25 minutes. We're not going to do it today. We're going to briefly talk about feet, briefly talk about that. One thing I need to mention before, Latin rhythm. It's very, very similar. We're talking about maybe specific dances, maybe specific element of technique, maybe delay, knee locking compared to the Latin. The Latin we used to arrive on the straight knee and make this arrival faster, and the knee going to be locked earlier. In rhythm, we have a delay hip action, delay knee, and therefore a hip could be a little bit different. There is slightly different. So again, while we're going to talk about it, and I know some of you very much rhythm inclined, some of you a little bit more Latin inclined. So it's up to you. I may mention here and there differences, but what we're going to talk quite universal for both styles. Well, let's start. Okay, guys, you ready? So let's start with warming up. So first of all, before we're going even to the feet, I want you to get on a vertical position, stretch your shoulders, bring your chin up, so you have this nice vertical position. Now, as you know, as I mentioned before, and I will say it pretty fast, so try to catch up. So we make sure the hips not going forward, we're not slouching back. We want to feel like we pull our rib cage up and above. In general, in the rhythm dance, in the Latin dance, our weight distribution a little bit more on the front of the foot, right? We try to make sure the heels are touching the ground. I'm going to step here so you can see my heels as well. My heels are touching the ground. I don't want to feel like I'm falling completely out of balance, but I do want to make sure you stretch yourself vertical position, right? So as you see, if you look at me right now from the side view, you may feel like, oh, he's tilted forward. I don't want to be straight in the, now I'm back with it actually. So that is a general concept. So try to pull your ups in, try to pull your rib cage and sternum up and above both your feet, straight your shoulders, right? Tuck your gluteus maximus, right? Okay, I will give you a break to get a sip of wine if you like, but make sure you have this nice position, your upright position. Make sense? Now, let's start warming up. So what I'd like to do right now, guys, I'd like to zoom a little bit lower on my feet, and what I'd like you guys to do in your feet, I'd like you to step from one foot to another, from one foot to another. We can get even close on the feet, one through to another, and one through to another, one through to another, one through another. So I'm doing a couple things. Keep the zoom. What I'm doing here, I'm doing two things. I'm opening my feet slightly out, as you see. I want to make sure there is no straight position in Latin and rhythm. Definitely not inward position. It's slightly open. I do want to close my heels to each other, so I want to step from one foot to another. In order to do that, in a matter of fact, feels like I'm stepping from the ball of my inside edge of ball of my one foot, and I'm rolling down to the heel. You see heel touching second foot, right? Same thing, another position. From the inside edge of your toe into the ball of your foot into this. So we're gonna have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm going to switch back again. If any foot you want, I'm going to go with my left foot first. I'm going to go left 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right now, I don't see you guys, but I see some of you doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the problem is, number one is there is no roll. There is no process of lowering. There is no process of ankle, using your ankle. You see, I am using my ankle. So if you can do yourself a favor, try to start from one foot and try to lower it this way, right? So it's a slow process of you kind of smashing and pressing into the floor. It's number one. Number two, some of you start twisting your foot inward. Please don't. Some of you have the gap between your heels, and that's how it looks. And it looks like this. It doesn't look pretty at all. So we're going to have this exercise from one foot, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you see I'm brushing, and it's never in, it's continue doing it. So we'll try to maybe even keep the zoom for a minute, and I'm going to play some music this time, and what I'd like you to do, guys, I'd like to dance with me. So in this case, we're going to do kind of slow, 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 slow. Let's go left foot first. So as the music coming up, left foot, 5, 6, 7. questions. Question number one, how long do you think we have danced to the music? Okay, I tell you, 29 seconds. No, I don't know, I didn't count. But it wasn't too much to start from. Number two is, which part of your foot hopefully hurt? Hopefully you should feel a little bit here on inside, like your big large toe, right? A little bit on inside edge. You should feel a little tension, a little kind of burning sensation. If you do, great. If you don't, you do it again. One more wine, I don't. Okay, so any questions so far? Now we're gonna do the same step, but we're gonna slightly change. We're gonna go a little bit further. We're using the ankle, we're using the foot. We're gonna do side break. We're gonna start from the left foot down, slow, and I'm gonna go down, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, slow. So on the count of slow, which is 1 and 2 on the rumba music, we're going to step down. On the quick, we're going to do side break. Since we decided to go with the left foot, fine, let's go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, guys, I'm not focusing right now on the hips action or the knee action, but I do want to make sure every step you're doing in your feet, you're actually going and you straighten up your knee. You can go a little bit slower, you can go a little bit faster on this, straighten up, but the idea is you're eventually going to need to lock your knee, which is create eventually hip action. So even we're not talking about it directly, but I don't want you to do just the feet and dancing on the bent knees. I know people like to do that, so that's not the version. Again, the side version. Slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, right? It's incorrect for the record, otherwise you're going to show somebody, look, Alex doing it. No, it's ugly. So we have slow, quick, slow, quick, slow. I'm lowering my heels and I'm locking my knee one at a time. Work again. That is even we're talking about feet, right? So we're gonna do it to the music, guys, for another minute. Maybe same song or similar song. I'm gonna go slow and go quick, slow, quick, slow. Even here is gonna go inside and it's gonna go inside. Okay, we're ready, guys, to the music. So let's do it to the music. 5, 6, 7, slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Well, I have to admit, guys, I'm very pleased what you're doing. In the class settings, when I'm here with your friends around, you can look at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at each other, it's going to be kind of sad and upsetting if you just stop and walk away, right? Everybody gonna say, what's wrong with her? Or with him, right? Here, nobody watching you. So I, right now, I'm calling to your greater consciousness. Please do that. As a matter of fact, I'm here in front of the light, no air conditioning, and I have a little bit of perspiration going on. Hopefully, you're walking yourself. Again, answering the question, why? Well, at some point, you dance with your partner, you have slow, quick, slow, quick, slow. And you have a fancy action you're doing side by side, and you have to do it in a parallel line, and like sliding doors or something. And you worry about where is your partner not to smash him, make sure you're not blocking him, make sure the side step is big, your dress is comfortable, the judge watching you from right angle, well, you forget about how your feet supposed to work. That is again 4, right? When I'm talking about this, I'm not just blah blah, I'm giving you a chance to rest, so your feet rest a little bit. Okay, any questions? Now, let's add another element. Let's add a rock step. It's a little tricky. We're gonna go first back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start from the left foot, I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna step back, quick, slow, back rock, quick, slow, back, quick, slow, and the quick, slow, and the quick, slow, and back, quick, slow, back, quick, slow, and the quick, slow. All right? Thank you very much. Okay. Now, any questions about that? Okay, we're gonna do it one more time.
Yeah, does that rock go directly back or in a diagonal?
Very, very good question people asking us right now. Okay, there is somebody asking me. It should be directly in the same line you're standing on. So if I were to stay on the line, I try to step on the same exact line. I don't want to step aside here, right, because it doesn't gonna look nice. Just imagine if you see right now, I'm gonna go slow, quick, slow, quick. Same time I don't want to do quick, slow, quick. Why would I rock that much across? Now, we're gonna do it, same thing exactly, guys. I'm gonna go forward as well. So I'm gonna go slow and I'm gonna rock quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, slow.
Can you turn and show that from a different angle?
Okay, I'm gonna do it, guys, from different angle. I'm gonna do it from the side view. I'm gonna start down on the left foot slow, that's what we've done already many times. Now I'm gonna go on the front foot, quick, and I'm gonna replace weight, quick. I'm gonna close my feet slow, and I go forward step, quick, and replace, quick. And again, a slow, and I repeat it, quick, slow. I'm gonna do also back part again, quick, slow back part, quick, slow together. And the quick, slow and back, quick, slow and back, quick, slow. Make sense? Now, just to make sure you're doing it correct, every step footwork is both flat. If we're stepping down here, as we normally step in, right? So if I were to step down, I step. If I do side break, it's both flat, both flat, both flat. Yeah, the inside edge of the ball flat, and same thing here. If I'm going forward, it would be the same. I'm gonna go both flat immediately, both flat, close, both flat. If I'm going back, there is a controversial conversation going on, should we lower the heel or not? Personally, in American rhythm right now, tendency not to lower. So if I'm gonna go back, my heel will remain up in the air. So I don't want to lower my heel. In international Latin, usually we do quick, it's much faster. We go quick, slow, quick, boom. Right, in American rhythm, we can do quick, slow and back, quick, slow. We'll see if it changes ever, but for now, let's do this way. So, I'm going to do it, guys, to the music a few times, right? Same concept. We're gonna do side break, back rock, forward rock. Just follow me each time. I'm gonna do a few times in a row. Just stay with me. Okay, let's go whole thing again. Slow, side break. Let's go back. Let's go forward. On that side. Back. Forward. And then your match. And take your match, guys. You're doing great. Okay, you're doing wonderful. So, I'm going to make back step, back rock, and I'd like you, if you have a chance, write me in the chat, if you have ability to write in the chat what was wrong. I give you guys one little demonstration, and I give you about 20 seconds to do that. So I'm going to do a rock step with a right foot back. Okay? Ready? I'm going to have right foot back and back step together. Again, back step together. Okay, I've done two obvious mistakes, right? I'm going to sip my lemon tea, and I give you 20 seconds to write if you have something to write, if you catch what I did wrong. One was more obvious, second boo-boo was not so much. It's interaction and participation class. If you're watching us and recording, you just get yourself a glass of water.
Jane says it's diagonal.
It is diagonal, indeed.
Matthew said you should have stepped back in line with the left foot.
That is correct.
Pat Richardson says you need to be straight back.
I hope you can hear what Anne-Marie's saying right from behind the camera. That is correct. They're all correct actions, right? Most important, it was not directly back. Number two, I did step on the heel. I step side and I lower my heel, right? So if it's a rock step, if we continue go rock back, 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 and keep going back, we should step on the heel each time. But if it's just a rock motion, we should not lower the heel. I'm going to show you guys from the side view. That is the motion, right? You start from here and moving here, boom, boom, right? Again, if you do lats and yes, you can put the heel down. Okay, moving on. That was a few exercises for the feet. I hope you feel that the tension. That's concept today is goal is make your body, make your feet right now, make your ankles working. Right, moving on. The knees, right? You should always straight your knee and lock it. There is a different concept between straighting and locking. Straighten it's a straight, right? Locking when it's locked almost inward. I haven't yet heard people breaking it inward, but there is some level of control. Don't hurt yourself, please. Don't tell me later on, Alex, make you break your legs. Please don't, right? But you have to feel the pressure, like your lower thigh, your thigh going backward. It's going all the way there. So your hip joint going to actually push back, and your knee, as you see, going to go back. Sometimes it's called, some people have this curve in the legs, which looks very nice, hyperextended joint, which is awesome, like gymnasts and some other categories of sports and dancers, Latin girls, some of them have very nicely curved. So if you can produce this locking motion with the left or right leg looking so far back so you can almost see the curve, right? That's fine, right? Make sure you're not dancing, many people dancing on the semi-bended knees for the balance, for the high heel, and it doesn't look good at all. I mean, you know it. Now, so let's do, guys, let's do something simple. We're gonna do a rumba box. So something you've done it a billion times. Let's go from the left foot forward. So stepwise, it's a forward, side together, and a back, and side together, and a forward, side together, and a back, and side together. So what I'd like to right now focus a little bit more on your knee action. So if I step forward, right, I would like to make sure when you arrive in your weight on the foot, you continue pushing from the ball of right foot. But as you do this, you need to compress into your left knee. You're gonna step to the side, and again, you need to eventually lock your right knee. You're gonna close your feet together and down this lock we talk about. Now you're gonna go back. Because it's a not rock action, you're gonna have all the way step back. So you're gonna step on the back foot, and then eventually you're gonna lower and lock it. You're gonna step on the side foot, lock it, and then close your feet and lock your knees as well. I'm gonna do it in this view, hopefully gonna be a little bit better view. So I stand from my left foot, I'm gonna go forward. As you see, my knee is not locked yet. As I continue arriving on my left knee and my left leg, I will straight up my left leg, and eventually I'm going to press it and lock it. So my right, I'm gonna swing my hip, there is a lot of things going on there, but eventually I'm gonna lock the knee, I'm gonna go side step, right? As you see, my knee sticking out a little bit. I'm gonna lock it eventually back, and I can collect it and switch it. As you see, my left leg locked again. I'm gonna go back, boom, and I lock the knee, and I step side, lock it, step, lock it, right? If we're talking about Latin motion, we're gonna go directly fast in the lock knee, bam. Again, in the lock knee, on the lock knee faster, on the lock knee, in the lock knee, in the lock knee faster. Everything happens faster, no delay, boom, delay arriving. So, I'm gonna come back to the same position, so you can follow me, you can face any direction you want, and I'm gonna go from left to forward. You're gonna go slow, quick, quick, back, quick, quick, forward, quick, quick, back, quick, quick. Incorrect. Slow, quick, quick, back, quick, quick. You know what? I have telepathy vision. I can see you from my side of the screen to yours. So please do it right. Otherwise, you're just practicing wrong. And then the time comes, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. Awesome. The judge would be proud. Your friends and family would be crying, being so excited. Okay, guys, we're ready for music. Let's do the rumba box and pay attention to your knees. We discussed the ankles, so don't forget your feet and ankles. Hopefully I'm doing it, but pay most attention to your knees. Sometimes it's hard to address 2 or 3 things at once, but right now, while you're paying in the back burner, your feet, what has happened there, most of your attention goes, please, to your knees. Okay.
You want
So,
slow rumba or medium?
Rumba music, please. Medium speed is good. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go from the left foot, slow. 5, 6, 7, slow. You're doing great. If you're doing it, okay, some more soda. Moving on. The hip action. Hip action produced by correct leg action. I hate to teach hips or talk about hips until we're comfortable doing this action. Many judges, many coaches very much enforce dancers to pay attention to the knees. So if one knee going to go lock, second knee going to be bent because it releases, right? and we're switching and pressing on one knee versus another, we keep our heels together, toes pointed out. If we pay this attention to inside edge all the time, so we don't want to overcross it too much, right? Most important, we don't want to rotate the back foot. So whatever going here, right? Whatever is going on here in the knees, in the ankles, if you zoom out and see my hips, you will see actually what happened is I do that automatically, right? It's a natural response of the body. The hip action, the hip joint, going to go slightly forward, around, and back. Forward, around, back. I can emphasize it and make it more pronounced, but right now let's talk about this for a second, just in the hip action. So what I'd like you to pay attention, guys, I'd like you to slightly open your feet, maybe shoulders wide, and pay attention to your hips. So as you move into your left foot, the knee yet soft, or leading, you just arriving on the left foot. So usually we have this slight hip leading motion. So if you see both of my hips in this position, you would see my left hip slightly in front. So I'm going, as I'm arriving, my left hip will be finishing in front of my right hip. It's very important to understand that's something people spend years to polish. It takes time to get the correct position. So I'm arriving on the foot, I'm straightening my knee, and I try to align myself as straight as I can. So let's say I'm going to step towards you guys. I'm going to step from my left foot forward. I start from the left foot. My knee is about to get straight. I replace in my weight. And as I'm replacing my weight, I'm going to be as straight through this line. If I'm making side steps, same principle. I'm stepping on the left foot right now, my left foot, right? And as the line of my pants going through my hip, through the body goes up, and my hip slightly in front. My knee will be locked at this point. Before I start I'm going to be straight. As I'm locking, that's going to produce more rotation and settling, right? So that is the concept of Cuban motions. My hips doing figure 8, infinity signal. So if I'm right now about to step to my left foot, my left hip going to go forward, around, and as I settle, going to be back and compressed in the back position. Now, as I'm replacing my weight on the right foot, my right hip going to go forward, and as I'm straightening my knee and replacing weight, going to go around and eventually going to press into the back position. So if right now we're going to try to zoom a little bit closer to my hips, I don't know if you can see this well now. So if I'm stepping on my left foot, as you see my right hip beginning to get elevated, but my left hip beginning to get in front, right just in the hips, here we go. And then eventually I'm going to settle and rotate as I'm stepping to my right hip. Again, I'm going to step and shift a little bit. And then you see my right hip go around. It's direct coordination with amount of weight transfer. If I just started it a little bit in front, as I arrive in even more, go through the straight, into settle, into next hip, straight, and settle to the next hip. So that is the figure 8 in your hips. Let me turn around very quickly, and I'm going to show you the same thing, right? I'm going to go forward and around, forward and around, forward and around, forward and around. Vertical and around, vertical and settle, vertical and settle, vertical and settle, right? As you see, guys, from a little bit further view, you see I'm trying to arrive in this nice enough vertical line. At least I'm trying to arrive in this straight vertical line. Not sticking out, not on the knees, not forward, not backward. This line is, while my hip forward is back, it's straight line. We spend hours and hours in this position. It's super, super important to have it straight. Now, I'm going to demonstrate something I do all the time in front of the class. I'm going to get in the side step, and you tell me what is wrong. 1. Well, you can see definitely this sticking out. I just arrived on the foot. I haven't even rotated yet. I just, boom, I'm sticking out. So I want to make sure it's vertical before I settle, right? It's a straight line, right? If I do side view, you can see right now my hip underneath, so at that point my hip, right? If I put it too far back, it's sticking out back. If I put forward, and some people try to dance being back weighted, not to point to anybody in particular. Sometimes I'm pointed. Right, so Let's do the same guys exercise we've done before. Without music, we're gonna do 4 times side break, 4 times back and forward in the back rock, and 4 times forward rock. So each time your hip will do the figure 8. So if I'm doing side, I'm gonna go slow motion. I'm gonna step on the slow, even here, even on the knees obviously, still doing action. So I'm gonna go slow, go side, quick, quick, slow, side, quick, settle, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. Now I'm gonna go back rock. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, back rock, quick, quick, slow, back rock, quick, quick, slow, settle, forward rock, quick, quick, settle, slow, settle, quick, quick, slow, again, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So I have one question for you, and I give you another 20 seconds to answer this question. If I have done slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, so I've done 12 steps, side break. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Slow, quick, quick, but it's 12 steps. If I've done these 12 steps, how many times I'm supposed to settle on my hip, and how many times my hip must go out? If I have 12 steps, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. I'm going to do it. You think about it and write it down. 12 steps. How many times my hip goes out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've done 12 steps.
Jane was first, she had 12.
Jane was first. Jane, you get a bonus. Boom, boom. Answer is 12. 12 steps, 12 times. Come on, guys. If you're there, please play with us. If you can, if you have keyboard to play or touch screen to play, 12 is correct. Absolutely. Thank you. All right. That is correct. That is correct. Every time, every step. So there is no step. Sometimes people get close and forget to switch the hip. So you're going to go rock, rock, nothing, rock, rock, nothing. No, it's switch, 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 boom, switch, 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 boom. I have to make sure I settle. Okay, moving on. So guys, time is ticking. We have only 10 minutes to go. So we'll talk about feet. We'll talk about hips. We'll talk about a little bit top of the body. Since time is ticking, we don't have too much time. Let's just generally talk about what's happening. Same concept. I'm going to turn back to you, and you see as I'm moving to the side, to the side, to the side, right? My body moves one direction and another direction. So my ribs pretty much doing a very similar motion. It's a combination of the side motion. I'm going to the side, I'm going to the side, I'm going to go to the side, I'm going to go to the side, I'm going to the side. Plus some rotation. If I'm stepping to my left foot, ribs going to go forward and settle, 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 forward and rotate. And the rotation and settling happen at the same time, compressing, keeping everything else elevated right into the hip, but there is a switch of the rib cage. Connection to the rib cage in my arms. Very common questions, and you know hopefully the answer. What make my arm move? My body, my center, my sternum. That's what make my body, my arms move. So I'm not moving my arms because I'm moving my arms. I'm moving my arms because I send my body that way. And if I send that way, that is the reaction of the arms going. So if I send it there, arms going there, send it there, arms going there. So I move it. Now if I'm going to go back, it's going to go back. You know, there is a couple ways to go back. We can talk about it. But general concept there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Right? So let's spend a little time. I think maybe next time we'll have a little bit more time, specially designed to arm starting. So we're going to just touch it, right? So if I move my body to the right foot, whatever happened through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip, and through the top of the rib cage, eventually, not directly, as after effect, make my arms go that direction. Make sure they're not arms going fast, because that makes no sense, right? If I were to wear a jacket without putting my arms inside my sleeves, and I move my jacket to the side, you see my arm's going to be laying and flying out. You're not going to see my arms all of a sudden going to the side. It's not going to happen. There is no muscles, it's just not forced motion. It's the body and the arms, body and the arms, body and the arms. So let's say I'm going to go back, right, from this position. I'm going to go back, pam, pam, and I'm going to go back, and arm's going to go, and as I'm going to go forward, my arm eventually going to go. So, 2, stand there, come, collect it, extend it, collect it, extend it, collect it, extend it, and collect it. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let's do the exercise what we've done just before. We've done 4 side breaks. We've done 4 rock steps. And we've done 4 forward rock steps. Very basic kind of group, right? We extensively and in detail discuss our foot action, where the foot goes down, what is not. We discuss feet position. We discuss lines as we're moving, right? We discuss so if we body position, so we're not relaxed, we're not sticking too much. We sternum up and above, ups in, gluteus maximum in, head up, rib cage open, right? We discuss it. Now, as we're talking through the hips into the thighs, into the hip action, we're talking about settling each time, right? Very, very important, guys. Stay with us another 5 minutes, right? We're talking about that emotion going on, right? Finally, we're talking about the top line. We will not have time to talk about head position. That's going to push it a little bit later. So we're going to talk about arms, we're talking about head position, we're talking about chest maybe later on. But we go slowly through the foot, ankles, knees, hips, ribs, shoulders, even a little bit arms. Right, so I'm going to do it 1 time, slow motion. Just see it, and then we're going to do a couple of times. Do not see it, do it with me. Right, so let's go from the left foot down first. So I'm going to have slow. I'm going to go quick, quick, slow. I'm going to go quick, quick, 1 more time. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. I'm going to go back slow. Again, you can open arm quick, quick. You can do it reverse, quick, quick, as you please. But the idea is step. See, I step on the heel, I shouldn't. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. And I'm going to rock forward. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. So I did not mention it, but I should say it before we proceed to the music. If I'm going straight, my arms still doing the same thing if I'm doing backwards and forward, side to side. So if I were to go from the side to side on the right, on the left, 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 on the right, on the left. The rock motion, same concept, it's constantly changing, right? So make sure you combine all the above. Now, secret, more you drink, better you obviously think you dance. But again, it's Saturday, many of you out of work, and hopefully you're all feeling good and healthy. So let's spend another 1.5 minutes in the big view, do this exercise with the feet, ankles, knees, hips, arms, everything and above. You can throw the arm and do with the head switch if you like, or do whatever style you want. You can play with the arm styling and do it as you please, but I may throw something else, don't have to copy me, do the way you like it. Please. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, drop, quick, drop. Back. Forward. Okay, I hope you stay through the whole class. After you've done it for a while, after you've done it fewer than one class, more than one class, you begin to understand benefit of doing it. We have people in our studio staying and doing this class for years. They are really good. And if they are doing better and better each time. I know with the coronavirus we're stuck at home, but it doesn't mean we're not able to dance. We have right now 4 different classes. And especially for this group, I would like to mention it on Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. We will try to do a combination. It's like really an intermediate advanced line dance in certain style. For example, this coming Tuesday, more likely we're going to do a combination of rumba. It would be bronze, maybe beginning of silver. We can add more variation and put, but it's going to be using the steps, side breaks, rocks, turns. We're already done in our rumba, but it would be in a combination format. So when we learn it and we can stay with it and we practice it this way, we have ability to practice every element we do here, plus there is a routine we have to remember and do. And plus, again, we have line dance on Thursdays at 6, and we have 2 classes on Saturday, 3 o'clock. It's something for the couple, something easy, beginners. So if you have interest or you have friends or somebody new interested to start dancing, please send them. It's a free class, everybody can join. And again, at 4 o'clock on Saturday, we have a technique class, which is a little bit tricky, but I hope you understand the benefit of it. Again, free class, why not join? Why not to stretch a little bit? Otherwise, we're just staying at home doing nothing. Okay, guys, don't forget, if you right now join us and post some information and questions and comments in the chat, wonderful. If you're doing it after the event and we see recording, please go in our comment section and do there. Also, in our comment section, you may find a very special link for a little contribution and donation. As I mentioned, studio is closed. We do it for free, but for the studio bills, there is donation link here. More than welcome to contribute something to our fund of paying bills. All right, we're hoping to see you very, very soon, guys. We have more classes. We'll hopefully see you in the face and in real life. But for now, Bravo family, and please in this together. Thank you.